So I started out the day today by realizing that I'd fucked up. Luckily it was something fixable. I had like 3 cases of cat food for Chloe delivered yesterday, but I couldn't find it anywhere. And then I went and looked at the tracking info online, and it was delivered to the apartment I lived in before this one, to their mail locker. So I had to wait till they opened over there, and I called the office and told them, and they were able to go get it out of the package locker for me. So now I'm driving to a different part of town where I lived last year to pick up a box of cat food. And this was my own fault because I still had my old shipping address in chewy.com and I didn't notice. Okay, mission accomplished. Let me show off my earrings I'm wearing real quick that I made last year. Well, I haven't been very inspired to vlog anything in a while. I haven't really done anything too interesting. I've been focusing lately on making my outfit of the day shorts, which are doing like okay views, like for me, okay views for me, for my tiny channel. And I have a lot of fun making those, so that's what I've been doing lately, and I haven't really made any regular length videos. And a big part of that is because I'm just kind of ready to leave Vegas. And so I don't feel inspired to like go out and explore things here and stuff. And really, I've kind of run out of new things that are interesting to me that I would like to go explore, that are within like a day trip distance anyway. The thing I realized about Vegas after about like a year or so here is that at first it seemed to me like there were a million different types of things to do and see, even if you just totally avoid the strip like I do. But it turns out most of those things are things that I would do once for the novelty and just to see them, and then really have no interest in doing multiple times. I've talked before in a couple of past videos about like why I moved here in the first place and why I'm ready to kind of go now and how I feel about it. But basically right now my main focus is just planning my next move and trying to prepare to do that. I just renewed my lease for this apartment in October, so I'm staring at a whole second year in this place unless I break my lease, which costs a lot of money. And then there's the cost of moving back across the country, not to where I was before, but somewhere else. Move-in costs at a new place, etc. So right now my main focus is just kind of figuring out a plan, saving as much money as I can, and also kind of planning what I'm not going to take with me. I actually have less stuff now than I probably ever have had before, which is great. I know for a while I was thinking, and I even said in a video, I'm finally gonna buy like bar stools for the kitchen bar and have like a finished apartment. I'm so glad I didn't buy those. I never really could commit to it because I kind of just knew that this was not permanent. But yeah, like when I moved to Vegas, I had a kitchen table and 2 chairs that I don't have anymore. In my first apartment here, I bought a couple small pieces of furniture that I just ended up donating again later the next time I moved. I have the various items that I've sold on Depop since moving here, little things like that. And then I'm thinking like when I move from this apartment, I'm probably not going to bring the big cat tree, this thing here in the corner, which I did bring here with me from Michigan. but I think I can just get one that's a better shape and stuff for Chloe later on. Anyway, in the spirit of getting rid of things, I've got some clothing and textile recycling, and I've done this like 3 or 4 times in the past. I actually had another one of these bags of recycling before I moved into this apartment. I think it's even visible in my previous moving vlogs, but this is called the Take Back bag, and it's from this website 4days.com. It can be kind of hard to find local textile recycling that isn't just those like clothing bins that you dump stuff in like in a parking lot, which are typically not great. So what I've been doing is I just order this Take Back bag. It costs $20, but then they give you $20 back in store credit to spend on this site, which is like clothing and stuff. So it's like an okay deal. Although this time when I bought this bag, I tried to go on there and use all my remaining store credit with them just to use it up on stuff. I have like $20 or $30 in store credit, and it would only let me spend $5 at a time on one order. So maybe it's not that great of a deal anymore. Anyway, basically you can fill up this giant bag with any kind of textile recycling, clothing, just like worn out fabric. I think they even take shoes now too. So that's what I do every time. I save up like dish towels and stuff like that that are like getting frayed and holey, stuff that's like too worn out to sell or donate, that is not really that usable anymore. I'll save it up and then I'll recycle it this way. Or like any fabric scraps I end up with, like every time I cut the bottom off of a shirt or something to crop it, I save that. It goes in this Take Back bag. It's really useful if you can't find like a local place to take not just clothing, but like any textile recycling, like pieces of fabric. So that's what I'm gonna do right now, is I'm going to fill this up with all the stuff I already have and then just hang on to it until I move probably, and keep adding stuff to it until then. I also just packed up and put away all my fall decorations, so my shelf is nice and neat again now. I'm not gonna be putting anything else back out because like I said, I'm just in kind of like packing and clearing things up mode already. I forgot to even mention that I rearranged my living room furniture again like a month or so ago, mostly because I was looking at my older outfit of the day shorts, and this setup with filming against this couch as the background on this wall, it was just a million times better than all the busyness of this shelf and stuff. And also it means that I can use the couch in the little sight gags that I do. I have to film against this wall because of the light from the window. That's where the direct lighting is. That's what looks best. So yeah, ever since moving the couch back there, I've been way more inspired. My outfit of the day videos are coming out a lot better and I feel inspired again. So probably the best thing I've done in a while was move this back here and rearrange this stuff. So when it comes to trying to make and save more money, I've been trying to get back into doing GrubHub orders a little bit recently because I have not been doing those regularly since like toward the beginning of this year pretty much, because it's just so bad now. And GrubHub has always paid lower in Vegas than where I was before. They pay differently in different markets, which is what they call their like regions around the US. So if it's like a lower cost of living place, which Vegas I guess is considered, even though that's questionable, they just pay drivers less. Like the actual company itself pays me less. So like when I do a GrubHub delivery, the app sends me an offer. It says like the restaurant and the total amount of money that I will make from doing the delivery. So I'll get one and it'll say like a restaurant name. It'll have a little vague kind of map of where the restaurant and the customer's house is. And it'll say on the bottom like $10.25, like that's how much I'll make for doing it. When you look at the breakdown later of what that actually consisted of, it'll only be like $3 and something maybe from GrubHub itself, like that's what they paid me, and the rest is the tip from the customer. That's why if you don't really tip, or if you tip like $1 when you order from these places, your order's gonna bounce around from driver to driver getting rejected because the total is like too low for anybody to accept, until either somebody finally accepts it out of desperation, like way later than it would have been accepted if you tipped better. Or like what GrubHub does is when that happens, eventually GrubHub will add a bonus amount to the order just to get somebody to finally accept it. Because God forbid they actually just pay drivers a fair flat rate per order, so that depending on tips wouldn't have to be a thing. So anyway, my point is, before living in Vegas, I basically would almost never take offers that were lower than $10 because it really was not worth it to do. Since moving here, I'm lucky to see offers that are even like in the $7 range. I even get offers that are like 3 or 4 something total, like $3 or $4. I'm sorry, I'm not leaving my apartment, driving around, using gas, putting wear on my car, and encountering like God knows what on the way to the restaurant in the person's house to make $4. And also driving here is just like, it's so fucking draining to me. Even though I love driving, and I hate being in like the middle of nowhere or driving on dirt roads or something, but here is like the other extreme. It's like every main road is like a fucking 8-lane highway, and things are laid out very weirdly too. Like every parking lot is very like bizarrely laid out. Nothing can be just like a strip of stores with a square parking lot in front of it. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to get back into doing at least like maybe just even one GrubHub order a day, and at least easing back into it that much, because even if I do that, that's like $60-ish a week. That's really helpful. And I really don't want to go back to doing it like all day. I used to do it like every evening and like all day on weekends. And I really don't want to go back to using that much gas and putting that much wear on my car, especially when it's not worth it to do that much here. Like, you just don't make enough. So that said, I think I'm going to go available on GrubHub. I did one delivery yesterday, and I'll see if I can do at least one more today. Okay, so I got 2 GrubHub offers for like $6 each, hours apart during the afternoon. Didn't accept those, and got nothing for the rest of the day. I pulled this thing out from under my bed where it's been forever, a few weeks ago. I can walk on here for like over an hour without even noticing it while playing a game, so that's what I've been doing recently. I'm in the fucking Walgreens drive-thru to pick up one of Chloe's medications. There's like 5 cars in front of me. And you might think, well, just go inside. No. Going inside is a way worse experience. Plus, however bad this drive-thru line is, the wait inside is going to be way worse. Now, is this just a living in an overcrowded area thing, or are pharmacies always this bad everywhere? I don't really know. Chloe. I'm forcing myself to go to Sprouts and Target right now. I hate going to stores so much. But I desperately need veggies and cat litter, and I've already been putting it off. I like to get these occasionally for myself as a treat from the grocery store. And they had what I assume is a holiday one with peppermint. So I'm going to try this. That's good. It's just a little bit of peppermint, not overpowering. Refreshing.